Good morning, children. Welcome to 8th standard online science class. Hope you are all safe by the grace of God. Today, we are going to start the third lesson in biology ecosystems. Ecosystems. So, what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a community of living beings in a given area that interact with each other and the non-living components of the area to form a self-sustaining system. Okay, so it's a community. What community? Where the living being and non-living being interact with each other. Okay, so that it will self-sustain the system. This is the ecosystem. Hope you have learned this in your previous classes. An ecosystem consists of two components. One is biotic and non-biotic. Okay. So what are the two components of an ecosystem? Biotic and a non-biotic. Biotic and a non-biotic. So what are all non-biotic or abiotic? Abiotic means non-living things. Abiotic means what? Non-living things. Abiotic, non-living things like light, temperature, water, air, soil. All these are abiotic. Do you understood what is abiotic? And all organisms including plants, animals, microorganisms are biotic. Okay, abiotic are nothing but non-living things. Biotic are the living things. So this is by these two components the ecosystem is made up of. These components interact to keep the system running. So apart from these two systems, there is another one system which is called to be cultural system, cultural component. So this cultural component is nothing but it's a man-made and consists of the effects produced on the environment by human activities such as agriculture, clearing of forests and growth of industries. So apart from the two components of the ecosystem, another component which is called as cultural component, what it is actually man-made thing, and that such as agriculture, clearing of forests, growth of industries, etc. At first, we are going to discuss about the biotic components of the ecosystem. So, in biotic components, we have three types. What are they? Producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers, consumers, and decomposers. Let us discuss what are producers. Producers, generally green plants are producers. Consumers and decomposers are. Okay, as I said, producers are green plants. What do you mean by consumers? Consumers are mainly animals and non-green plants. Okay, non-green plants. And decomposers. Decomposers are mainly microorganisms. Microorganisms. So these three make up this biotic components. Okay, this producers are called as called as autotrophs. The producers are called as autotrophs and the consumers are called as heterotrophs. Autotrophs and heterotrophs, do you understand, children? Yes. Here the consumer is of herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous and scavengers on the basis of what they feed. Herbivorous. Herbivorous are the animals which eat only plants. For example, cow. Okay, cow, sheep, goats, all these things eat only animals. And what about this carnivorous? So this herbivorous are called primary consumers. Herbivorous are called primary consumers. Carnivorous. Carnivorous are the animals that eat the flesh of other animals. And they are called secondary consumers. And those eat the secondary consumers are called as tertiary consumers. Okay, do you understand the primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer? Yes. So carnivorous eat the flesh of other animals like lion, eagle, tiger, etc. Then what about omnivorous? Omnivorous are nothing but what? They eat both plants and animals. For example, crows, bears, etc. Then, then comes the scavengers. Scavengers such as crows and vultures, jackals, they serve a very useful purpose. They clean up the environment by eating the dead organism. They may be secondary or tertiary. Okay, scavengers. This eagle, eagle, crows, vultures. They are termed to be scavengers. They eat the dead organisms. Okay, children. Yes, that sounds good. Now the decomposers. Decomposers are nothing but the organisms return nutrients back to the environment. The microorganisms that feeds on the dead body of the animals are called decomposers. They return the nutrients back to the environment, isn't it? So what they do, they actually decay the dead body, isn't it? That nutrients present in the dead body is returning back to the environment itself. That's the work of decomposers. Do you understood, children? Yes. Air, water, light and temperature and soil makes up the abiotic component. So interaction between or interaction within the abiotic and biotic components and between the two components help to maintain the environmental balance. Okay, to maintain the environmental balance, what should be done? The interaction within the abiotic or biotic components or between the biotic and abiotic component should be done. That will help the environment to be balanced. See here, look at the picture. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. What is carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is abiotic, isn't it? Carbon dioxide is abiotic. It is taken by the plants. What are plants? Plants are biotic. Okay, plants are biotic, and the plants are giving the oxygen back. The plants are giving the oxygen back, and this oxygen is taken by the decomposition, is used in the decomposition process. It's used in the decomposition process, and this by the decomposition process, what is released? Carbon dioxide gas is released back to the atmosphere. So there is an interaction between the biotic and abiotic component, right? So this type of interaction will balance the level of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So this is how it is useful to keep the environmental balance. You understood? At the same time, the carbon dioxide which are exhaled by the animals, the oxygen is intake by the animals and also releasing the carbon dioxide back to the atmosphere. So here also what is done? The exchange is done. The interaction is done. Okay, children. So the sun is the source of energy for the living world. We know that sun is the source of energy, ultimate source of energy. This energy trapped by green plants and converted into chemical energy of food. Okay, it is trapped by the green plants. Actually, the energy is actually trapped by the by the green plants, and it is converted into chemical energy by the green plants. It is shared by the rest of the organism that depend on plants for food. So from the green plants, the energy is shared to the animals which depends on it for food. Hope you have understood the class very well, today's class very well, children. Complete your assignment and report in the group without fail, children. Then and there, read your study your portions that will help you for your upcoming exam. Thank you, children. Meet you again in the next class.